I mean, I haven't gotten a bad reaction to my tattoos in a long, long time. It's been a while. I don't know if it's because I'm in a college town or what. I haven't really gotten any strange looks anymore. I did once or twice in the past, but it wasn't really much. I mean, there was one incident in the Crystal where a mom moved her kids away from me because I was covered in tattoos, but whatever. I mean, I can't really control how people feel about tattoos.
Yeah, I had a girl come in the other day. I'm not gonna mention what she said literally, but she told me that her dad told her that if she got a tattoo, that she would it would turn her into somebody else. Like it would turn her into a I'll just say it. She said that her dad told her if she got a tattoo that it would turn her into a whore. And I said, "Wow, your dad told you that?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "No, spreading your legs makes you a whore." I said, "Getting a tattoo does not."
I don't ever answer anyone rudely when they ask me about my tattoos. I know there are some people in the community that get really frustrated, like someone will come up to you and touch your skin and, "Oh, did that hurt?" Or, and now the physical aspect, I say, you can look but don't touch and things like that, but I answer their questions and hell yeah, it hurts. Of course it does. It doesn't feel good. Some hurt more than others, of course, but I think it's important because those people want to know. They're inquisitive. There's something in their head that they want to know about tattooing, and I think it's our responsibility as heavily tattooed people, or even if you just have one little one that's visible, to give them an honest answer and to talk to them and give them a respectful answer, because it's those people that answer in anger or frustration or blow people off that kind of, "Oh, well, that person's a jerk," or "all tattooed people are mean," and I don't like that. I think that if someone has the gumption to ask you about what you have going on your body, then they deserve an answer.
To answer the question, I'd have to start with, what does it mean to be deviant? And I think that at least from my perspective, deviance is something that someone feels is threatening to them. They perceive it to be threatening. Threatening to, obviously some deviance would be threatening to person, as in violence, or threatening to one's possessions, as in theft and so forth. But deviance can also be threats to one's way of life, one's assumptions about what's good and bad, one's value systems. So I think that tattooing falls into a category of many different things about one's body that says, your presentation of self, your body presentation is threatening. It's threatening because it challenges what I think is right and proper, that, my body should be pure, my body should be pristine, or whatever. And so I think that some people view tattooing as, well, if you're doing this to your body, what else might you be doing that's threatening?
I think my dad doesn't like my tattoos because he's very old-fashioned, and he thinks it's just like a fad, like a phase I'm going through or something, and that I'll regret it. But I mean, he doesn't have any tattoos, neither of my parents do. So I guess him not liking tattoos is the way he was raised, maybe? I'm not really sure. He never really has a good reason. He just says he hates them. He always has this look on his face of disgust and disappointment. Yeah, he hates seeing them, so as long as he can't see them, he won't say anything. But if I show it to him, he's just like, "Oh, quit that, quit that." It's really funny. So I do it often.
There's nothing about it I like. You can't wash them off. And my opinion is that if you have a tattoo or multiple tattoos, that it identifies you with those characters that have been in the past and the present of not so good reputation. And I would be delighted if somebody someday would invent something that you could spray on them and it'll wash them off. And I will admit that some of the artwork is pretty unique and some of it's really well done, but it needs to be on a picture rather than on somebody that you can't wash them off. You know, the Bible tells you, and I'm not going to preach to you, but the Bible tells you that anything you do that will hurt your witness, hurt your appearance to somebody else, that you shouldn't do. So you know, to have multiple tattoos, what they call a sleeve, and even on their face and their neck and all that, and I'm going to church and I'm telling people, don't do this, don't make the mistakes I've made. Maybe if you can think far enough ahead, just don't do it, you know, and that sort of thing. But, you know, I don't really condemn anybody for anything. It's just that they have to make their own choices. But my opinion, again, is that the stigma it gives you when you do those kinds of things is not something that I would particularly like or want to do.
My outlooks come from common sense, and my outlooks come from following Christ himself. The church has constructed this way of believing, and it's not the way Christ taught. A Christian is someone who follows Jesus, not someone who follows Moses. The only scripture that ever refers to tattoos in a negative term ever is Leviticus 19:28, which was written by Moses. Jews follow the Old Testament. They follow Moses. Muslims follow the Old Testament and the Quran, which is based on the Old Testament, and they follow Moses. Christians are not supposed to. That's why we're called Christians. If we were supposed to follow Moses, we'd be called Moses-istians. You feel me? Christian is someone who follows Christ. Well, Jesus lived 33 years on this earth and never used the word tattoo once in his vocabulary. Not once. 33 years on earth. Now, wouldn't it be an importance if God thought it was a serious issue that he would tell his only son in 33 years of life to mention the word tattoo once, to address the issue if it was important? He never did. There's not one person on the face of this planet that can show me, scriptural, show me period, where Jesus himself used the word tattoo ever in Scripture. There's so many things that people need to be thinking about, that people aren't thinking about. Oh, well, my dad don't get tattoos. My dad said you're going to go to hell to get a tattoo. Your dad probably don't even know where it even says that. My grandma taught me my whole life that I ain't supposed to get no tattoos. Your grandma don't even know where it said that. You know, tell your grandma to show you where Jesus said it. If we're followers of Christ, that's all that matters, is what Jesus said. That should be all that matters. With all due respect to Paul, Moses, and all these people that are in the Bible, it means nothing to me unless Christ said it. That's what means something to me.
I think that if people could learn anything from the tattoo community is that we are not all the same, and there are lots of different types of people that get tattooed. There are people that you would never expect to get tattooed that have lots of tattoos that you know nothing about. So again, don't judge a book by its cover. We all have something valuable to contribute to society, and I love my tattoos, and I don't really care if you love them.